Hey, how you doing? Oh, we're hearing lots of echoes. Hey, how you doing? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I think we got a problem here again. Let's see how this problem gets resolved. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, that fixed it. I don't know. Things are going crazy. Oh, speaking of crazy, look at my hair. Thank God I'm in a small camera. Jeez, look at this. I woke up super early today. I had a crazy dream, and I ran downstairs. I wanted to talk about it. So before I address the chat, I'll tell everybody this crazy, stupid dream that I had. I had a dream that Richard C. Meyer, your boy Zach, Diversity in Comics, Comics Matter, whatever name he's using, came to my house, and we had this crazy idea that I was gonna take my characters, and he was gonna take his characters, the Jawbreakers, and we were gonna make a comic book based on a role playing adventure. So we started out our characters, and then we played villains and vigilantes. And I created my characters in honesty, and he created his characters in honesty. And he didn't get. Let's just say that it didn't go the way he wanted to, because it's a role playing game. You don't get to control every aspect. And my team mopped the floor with his team. It was my dream. What do you want me to say? And then, but that's not the weird part. The weird part is he made up a character called Crosshair, Cross, and then Hair, Hare, and he was a sniper were rabbit priest. So I guess I was thinking of Hell Priest or whatever, and and I'm thinking I've been reading Werewolf by Night, so I don't know. So the, the the character was pretty unstoppable, because who has silver weapons, and with his super senses, he was a great sniper. But before he would shoot, he would have to make a roll versus humanity and conscious, because he's, religious now, and he doesn't want to shoot people. It was just so ridiculous character, the crosshair, and if I make him up, do I credit Richard C. Meyer? Because it was in my dream, and it was his character in my dream. But whatever, it was funny. So let's address the chat. We got Haldir. Yep, check out Heroic Tales. That's my comic book by John's Longbox. Issue number 1 features the patriarch. He's a beloved husband. He's a loving father, devoted husband, beloved superhero. All the positive masculine traits. I wanted to make a character that embedded the best of masculinity. And I got a Substack for those of you who are interested in signing up for my mailing list. I don't spam. We got Marcus, my two moderators with the moderators. I don't know what. We got Prater 7. How you doing, Prater? Good to see you. You can hear me. Good. Sounds good. Looks good. I have this Frankenstein contraption for using my phone and my webcam to do this. People are saying good morning to each other. Hey, J-Bot. How you doing? Good morning, J-Bot. How's everything? K-pop junkie. Oh, wow. Good. A new name. K-pop. Korean. I don't know anything about K-pop. But then again, I'm a 56-year-old man. I don't think I'm supposed to. A 60-year-old man from America, New York. I don't think I'm supposed to know anything. But what's the name of that band that my wife is starting to get into? I need to smoke less peyote. I think I need to smoke more peyote. That's what I think. Eerie, let's go. Okay, so we got a fan of Eerie comic, and she's saying hello. Good to see K-pop junkie. All right, so I wanted to do Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos #1 this week, but I can't find the comic, and that comic better show up, because that's like a pretty expensive comic. It's the first appearance of Nick Fury. I think it's a key issue, something to talk about. Marvel's War Comics, area that I haven't really been talking about. So I bumped this one up instead, because I can't find it, and that just shows you how crazy everything is in my in my little comic book world over here. So now we got Eerie #5 by see over here, a Warren magazine, 35 cents. Look at this freaking comic book, 35 cents. Let's talk about this glorious cover. Frank Frazetta. Oh, K-pop has a channel. Hey, how you doing? Yes, K-pop's got a YouTube channel. There we go. Let's subscribe to K-pop. Learn a little. I know nothing about it. You know, I could learn so much about it. Eerie and creepy are the best. I'm not going to disagree with you, K-pop. Not at all. Not one bit. Good morning. I'm on the New York Comic-Con queue. Oh, you trying to get your tickets? They make you wait in the queue? I guess that's the fair way to do it. Okay, so let's check out this. For those of you who don't know, this is a Frank Frazetta cover. Where is his? Right over here, you can see his signature, Frank Frazetta. With this, I just love. I don't know. I've always loved dinosaurs. Do all among we got 17 people watching. We all love dinosaurs, right? Just type in the chat whether you love dinosaurs. I don't know what it is. As a kid, I was fascinated by dinosaurs. As an adult, I'm fascinated by dinosaurs. And you know, I got a million nieces and nephews, and my nieces and nephews are having kids, and you know, so they all love dinosaurs. Boys, girls, everybody loves dinosaurs. So there you go. I also love Frank Frazetta, just an amazing artist. He's an artist that transcends comics. You know, if you're into like metal, you know, he painted a few album covers. If you're into movies, you know, just he's in the side of like those 70s vans. You know, just an artist who transcended comic books. Even people who don't know the name Frank Frazetta know Frank Frazetta. And I met one of the Frazetta girls at Comic-Con a couple weeks ago. And I have a plan to go to the Frazetta Museum one of these weekends. I'm only 2 hours away. Oh, we got two people. We got K-pop who loves dinosaurs, and we got Pity Ma who loves dinosaurs. I think pit bulls are the closest we have to dinosaurs right now. So let's check this out. Let's check out this comic, okay, or magazine, or comic magazines. All right. So, as I stick the cuff almost into my cup of coffee, that is not good. You don't want to do that. And this is a little oversized, so this might be a little awkward. But we got the Mummy over here. Just look at this. This is art by Wally Wood and Dan Atkins. It's so tiny, so tiny. I can't read. But look at that. Look at that artwork. Wally Wood's just an absolute master. And I love this. Every issue of Creepy, every issue of Eerie, they seem to have a theme, and then they have like a little text over here giving you a little bit of like real world information. Believing in literal resurrection of the body, ancient Egyptians carefully mummified and entombed their remains. The soul would depart for the judgment by Osiris, but the life spirit, or Ka, would stalk the tomb, and should it be violated, re-enter the mummified corpse, galvanizing it to terrible vengeance. High priests of Thoth, god of magic, could also call forth the Ka animated dead to serve their evil ends and to be stopped only by counter spells from the Book of the Dead. You know, I love that kind of stuff. And here we got Cousin Eerie over there, and the front page. Let's look at the Indicia. Right? It's pronounced Indicia. I just want to look at the date. I like showing the date. There's got to be a date in this. Holy moly. Where's the date? Oh, well. I thought like legally they had to put the date. Oh, 1966. It's so small. Figure it's small and it's dark, and I have crazy hair. But here we got the publisher, James Warren, Richard Conway, editor, Archie Goodwin, cover, Frank Frazetta, you know, and blah, blah. We'll go through the credits as we go to individual stories. Letters pages over here. I always look because I like to see if there's any names that I recognize. I did not recognize any of the names in this particular issue, but you do see famous comic creators. So now we have The Mummy Stalks. Here's the title, The Mummy Stalks. This is art by Reed Crandall. Can we sing the praises of Reed Crandall? Reed Crandall, and script by Krenkel and Goodwin. I just Love the black and white and the gray tones. Great, just amazing over here. So we got this museum guy, tour guy going over here, and the mummy attacks. I gotta say, these comic artists are gone. They're gone and never to be seen again. We the closest I'm gonna say is in the independent comics, because Marvel and DC they can't touch this kind of stuff. And just look at this detailing over here in this panel. Notice that the backgrounds are basically, it's just a white wall, but it works because we know that it's in a museum. We got the rope, it's set up over here. I just look, yeah, lettering by Ben Oda. You're right, Marcus. I just can't bring up comments because I'm holding this with two hands. But I've been saying for the longest time, and I don't know if I forget if people are agreeing or disagreeing with me. So I'll ask you guys. I've been saying that comic books, to me, are mostly theatrical rather than cinematic. They kind of remind me of like stage plays, especially with Will Eisner stuff. And it wasn't really until I'd say like around 2000 or so before like comics started looking like cinematic. But just look at that. Does that look like it could be a stage prop? It gives you just enough to create the illusion that they're in the museum. But really, look at all that negative space. And then we got this. Just look at that face. Look at that face. And as usual, I'll when I do the page flip, I'll address the chat. And then we got a, look at this mummy. It's well preserved. What they're saying, you look at the storytelling, it's pretty easy to figure out. It's just two experts. They're talking about how well preserved this mummy is. A lot of talking. Like it looks like it's only 100 years old as opposed to nearly 2,000 years old. And now they're talking about how they found it. They basically stumbled upon this hole in the sand by accident. It was so well preserved, so well out of the way. It didn't have any monuments. So look, we were lucky to find it. And they open it up. Look at that. Just the claustrophobia, the shadows, and that use of dark. Is it to save time? Is it to create atmosphere? I'm going to say yes, both. And if it works, it works. Dave Sims seems of Cerebus is a master of that, using a lot of black ink to create the illusion of finished work in darkness. And I think it serves the two purposes of filling up the space, creating the illusion of like depth and I can't even think of contrast and everything like that, but I think it was just a good way to save time and could serve the detail on other stuff. But look, you see, look at all that. We know why, because over here, we know he's in a tomb. It makes logical sense that it would be dark, and it heightens the tension. He's shining the flashlight on this mummy, Billy Mummy. All right, so I will address the chat. Dinosaurs are lit, so everybody seems to be agreeing. We got 3 people saying dinosaurs are great. Torchbearer Studios, great issue. Yeah, thank you. I love creepy. I love eerie. Reed Crandall is an old-timey name. Yeah, it's a bygone name for a bygone artist from a bygone time. You don't get art like this anymore. Lettering by the great Ben Oda. The art is amazing. I'm agreeing with you. That is a clean-looking copy for 1966. Yeah. I'm a crazy person. Like, I don't need the comics to be mint, but if I'm gonna pay for a comic, and it's like a $5 difference for like a better copy, I'll pay the $5. And then when I have my heart attack, my wife will be able to sell them for nice money, and it'll be all profit for her. So here we got, they're talking about how great this is. This is outstanding. What they're going to do is pretty much dissect the mummy to learn about the secrets of mummification process, because this is such a well-preserved, hidden mummy that they can't believe how good it is. Just look at this. Walking through here, you got this over here. And like I said, as usual, as I flip the page out, this panel right here, I'm going to be spending like 2 hours on this video. I just realized I got to speed it up. I got a lot to do today. But look at this panel. That is amazing. I don't even have to explain. Just dig it. And we got this poor Bobby, and he's like, looks, the mummy, his hand is up. And then, oh dear God, no. The horror. A horror. You know, in the shadow. And again, I'll turn the page. And you don't see shadow work in today's color. Yeah. I was just talking to Rob Hunter last night. He's doing a Death Raider, and he's torn between coloring his comics and leaving it as black and white. And I could see why. His artwork is you know, very detailed. And now we got the guy's dead. What happened? You know, we don't know. Couldn't have been the mummy. Could it? Could it possibly be the mummy? You know, it can't be the mummy, you know. So they're wondering who killed him, and they're like, look, it's moving. And there, the mummy is a werewolf. Dun, dun, dun. You know. So, you know, that's why it's so, that's why because they didn't have any record of it. They didn't, there was no monuments. They trapped it. They mummified him to keep him out of the way, to save themselves. And now we have a mummy. Fortunately, his walking stick has a silver knob on it, so he beats the werewolf to death. It's a silver handle, and they beat the werewolf mummy to death. And then Uncle Eerie. Da, da, da. So there you go. That's the first story. And here we got some other, Creepy and Eerie. For those of you who don't know, Creepy came first, and Creepy was such a big hit that they rolled out a second series called Eerie. So it was Uncle Creepy was the horror host, and now we got cousin Eerie. I thought I did a video. I did a regular showcase on Creepy number one. Okay. There's only one comment. I prefer the black and white to color most of the time. It's funny that you said that, because last night the last two nights, I've been going through Renzo's artwork for my comic Heroic Tales number one. All the pencils are done, and the last couple of pages are being colored, and I've been using it because I'm going over the dialogue. You know what I mean? I didn't want to go look to I needed the whole book in its entirety. So I'm looking at and I'm like, these black and white, it looks so good. I mean, it looks so good in the colors too, but it looks so good in the black and white. And I'm starting to think, would anybody be interested in a black and white edition? So that's something to think about. Let me know if anybody's interested in that. I have a Frazetta Eerie cover first print. Wow, what issue, Apex? What issue do you have? Little fun note that there is no Eerie number one. Eerie number one was like a photocopied, rushed together zine quality thing that they only made like 500 just so that they could register the name and put it out. So issue number 2 of Eerie is the first Eerie. I have a copy of Eerie number 1, but it's a photocopy of a photocopy. You know what I mean? They probably don't even exist anymore. As I get older, I find myself preferring black and white. For superheroes, I like color, but I agree. Like Wolf and Batsy, if Brian Bow ever colors Wolf and Batsy, I'd be like, Yeah, Eerie number 1 was an ash can. Yeah, ash can. What did I said a zine, ash can zine. Yeah, they're the same. Eerie's better stories. Thinking of getting the trick. You really think so? I don't. So far, I'm seeing Creepy and Eerie as kind of like the same quality, But then again, it's a Warren magazine. A black and white version of Heroic Tales would be awesome. I'd back that for sure. Okay, we got one. Some of the best monster covers ever. I'm not disagreeing with you. Black and white is awesome, K-pop. All right, now we got The Jungle. This one, I wasn't too crazy about because I thought they'd be. Oh, let's look at the credits over here. So we got Al Williamson art, script by Archie Goodwin. This one again. I already told you it's not my favorite, so I'll leave the judgment to the end. But just one thing we cannot argue with is this artwork. Look at that. So we got the intrepid guys hacking through the forest, and we got cousin Ernie over here dressed up as a big fat native, and right over here, they already tell you. As far as I'm concerned, like they left this out. You shouldn't have done it, Leo. Why'd you have to shoot the witch doctor? He was ready to bargain. Dutch is right. Them Shavantes ain't gonna let us get out of the jungle. You and your temper. Shut up, Wyatt. We got a good start. No Indians hooking me out of the price of these shrunken hedges. So he didn't want to wheel and deal with the witch doctor. He shot him, killed him, and stole the shrunken heads. Dun dun dun. So here we got the witch doctor convalescing. I'm gonna die, but I make you a promise. These guys are never gonna get out of the jungle alive. The jungle will defeat them. So there we go. He's like, it's getting hot in here. The mosquitoes, we got to get going. He's like, I'm not going. And look at this. We're going to end up like Triple Egg. Let's get going. Just typical. I find a lot of these are simple morality plays, and then the snake gets them. What does he say? That's those babies that are Bushmaster. Those babies are deadly. No snakes, more venomous. So they're getting bitten by snakes. That you got to help me. There must be something. Yeah, sure. There's always something. So what does he do? His buddy got bit by the snake, so he just shoots him, kills him, put him out of the misery. Leo, what are you doing? We're in the middle of the jungle. We can't carry him. He was finished. One mistake and we're dead. Yeah. I love this panel over here. Look at that. What do you want me to do? You do the same? Look, it's now they're crossing water. We got to jump. It looks too big to jump. Don't be smart. We could wade across it. He's like, he pulls out a gun. He goes, you go first. He's like, and they start to fight, and he throws him in the water. And what happens? Instantly, like a laser beam, the piranhas skeletonize his buddy. And while the piranhas are getting him, he swims across a little downriver while the piranhas are distracted. There you go. The jungle will prevail. So he's like, laughing, ha ha ha, he's macheting his way through, and now he's getting caught, tangled, and the vines are trapping him. He's like, how am I going to get out of here? How am I going to get out of here? I can't breathe. And the natives find him dead, suspended among the vines. Like I said, this wasn't my favorite. I almost got the feeling that this one was just like filler, It didn't fit the mummy theme, it just didn't seem to work. Okay, I'm just gonna close this because I already spoiled it, but I just want to address the chat for a second because I see you missed that paper. Me too. Who was I just talking about? Marcus, was it you? Who was I just talking about that this paper? Oh no, it was Kelsey Shannon. That this paper doesn't even. You can't get it anymore. Like Alterna has newsprint, but it's not the same paper. It's different. I drink my delicious Tim Hortons coffee. Yeah, this paper is gone. After my Fembat campaign, I plan to do a heart. Oh, Fembat! Could you send Marcus the link? I'd like to check that out. Fembat, kind of interesting. Speaking of Fem, this Wednesday at 7 p.m. I'll have Bill Black, creator of AC, owner of AC Comics, creator of FemForce. So Al Williams is so good. No argument over that. Oh, the leopard cover? Yeah. You own that? You own the original to that? The painting? Nice. Could you put a picture, put it on Twitter and at me? That is nice. Yeah, seems like a lot of people are happy about that. I kind of prefer the morality plays versus this horrible supernatural thing happened to these random. Yeah. I'm not saying one's better. I'm just saying it's a morality story. It's ironic now everyone's newsprint, but they all complained about the paper. I never complained. I would like to point that out, Marcus. I never complained. And here comes Zach Dan blessing us, almost a drive-by blessing. Okay, so this Blazing Combat. So this was Warren Comics, or Warren Magazine, excuse me, making a war comic. And I got all 4 of these. I got to say the first issue, oh man, the first issue is so good. The other 3 issues are good, but the first issue is so good. It only lasted 4. I guess people wanted horror from here. So here we got Steve Ditko. Ta-da! It's funny because art by Steve Ditko, script by Archie Goodwin. It's funny because I just started reading it, and the way I do these Warren magazines is I read, and then I get to the credits down here. I was on this panel, and I was like, wait a minute, this is Steve Ditko. This looks like Steve, and then doop, Steve Ditko. So here we got some cool Steve Ditko at the height. This was the Steve Ditko that I absolutely loved. So we got this Gandalf wizard guy. This story I like. This story I like a lot, actually. Well, let's go to that castle. And the guy goes, you don't want to go to that castle. There's a wizard up there. He's evil and he's nuts. And then we cut right to, look at this. Just this. Again, this great Steve Ditko nonsense. Just this guy's casting, and he's terrorizing the local nobility, the local, lords of this feudal system, made up imaginary, but medieval. And then look at this panel. This panel is a work of art. I mean, obviously it's a work of art because it's art, but you know what I'm saying? I just love this panel. Check that out. Something about the contortions of the people that Steve Ditko draws, just outstanding. And Marcus, I know Marcus is an artist. Anybody else an artist? Is Warmack doing something? Because they all seem to have these gray tones. Is this just something like a house style that they're doing? Because this just looks like black and white and gray more than just black and white. It's just so good. Just so good. And I'll turn the page. Okay. These pages are thick. I thought I turned 2 pages. So let's I'm still putting my Femback campaign together and sign up page. It's hard to, I have to dig through my magazine. Okay. Oh, you just own the issue? I thought you owned the original art. Because I have the first, this is issue 5. I just ordered issue 6 of Eerie, and I think I'm up to like 18 of Creepy. I buy them, read them, then my next order I get the next. Otherwise, I'll just spend too much money. And subscribe to Apex Comics here. There you go. Okay, so let's just check this out. So this wizard is just doing nonsense. He's just doing nonsense. And what are they doing? They're saying stop torturing. Like he's just taking whatever he wants. He's just bullying the kingdom. And one of the things they say to him is like, we'll give you all the most beautiful girls of the village. We'll give you your pick of the beautiful girls. We'll give you money. And what does he say? I don't care. I think I did skip a page. Yes, I did skip a page. Okay. I did skip a page. So they're like, we're tired of his arrogance, so they're revolting against, they're the leaders. They hired him as the court magician, and now he's just like over a coup, and he's like, learn my power. I love this. What does he do? He summons, in Dungeons and Dragons, he summons a phantasmal killer. Look at this. And it just chokes the hell out of this guy, killing him. Look at that. What great storytelling. It's like the performance is over, and the rest of them is like, what are we going to do? He goes, never with my talents honed tonight, I will raise the dead. So to him, that is the perfect use of his wizard ability, the perfect display of his power, conspicuous use of his power. He's going to raise the dead. He goes, what about, he goes, we hired you to make just magic spells, love charms, and potions, and, typical mundane magic stuff. He's like, don't you touch me. He goes, and I don't love any of you, you ladies in waiting, because why settle for the affections of anyone from this court when I could choose from the ages? I could feel it. Simon, of course, he's got a little hunchback assistant. He goes, tonight, let's go down to the crypts. Oh man, look at that. Just look at that. That is just amazing. This is my favorite story in the book. So now they're going down to the crypts. Look at this panel. And then just a hand on the staff. You shall not pass. Gandalf shows up and he's like, because you were too talented of an apprentice to do so abuse our art. I did not raise you to educate you for the evil such as this. Well, you taught me well, old one, and since I've become your equal, tonight I'll prove you better. Heed me, Valdar. Abandon this course which your ambition leads you. You know not the consequences. Look at that face. Because think I'm still your clinging apprentice? I'm equal to any task of necromancy, old man. Feel my power. So with just a gesture, his staff becomes a serpent. And then the wizard takes command of the serpent and starts constricting him with it. Cool old wizard battle. He breaks it, tosses it into the fire. He's like, don't do it. And he runs off and he's going to do it. What is he going to do? Well, let's address the chat. I'm an artist. I like to use tiny lines for grades. I wish I had the art of friends that, oh yeah, I wish I had any friends that, I wish I had any. It's a gray wash that was in more mags. The artist would add the watered down ink while finishing. Oh, okay. So it was something for, because I knew that this was it was more than just black and white. Those are ink washes to get the gray tones. You dilute the ink and paint in the layers like, okay, there you go. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Ink washes are fun to do. Oh, K-pop, you're an artist also? K-pop, why don't you send me direct message on Twitter and we'll talk comics. Okay, ink washes are fun to do. Any Frazetta would be dope. Yeah, I know. I don't. Did Frazetta sell his original artwork? Is all of his artwork in the Frazetta Museum? These are questions the ages need to know. And by the ages, I mean me. That's also how you do certain. You're a tattoo artist too. My buddy Jimmy's daughter is a apprentice, a tattoo artist. So just look at this. So what is he doing? He's picking out this coffin, opens it up, and we got this 200-year-old bones of the most legendary, beautiful woman who ever existed. So now he's going to raise. So he's twofold. He's going to resurrect to show his power, and it's the legendary, most beautiful woman in the kingdom, and she's going to be his lovey-dovey, his main squeeze, his chick. There you go. So now she's. Look at these words. Larth cum guth tanis krigum. Look at that. Crazy fingers. And arise. Say what you will, ancient one. Now you will sit at my feet and learn from your pupil. Look at Simon over here. And look at the master. Just letting him do it. Just letting him do it. And what does she do? And to tell you the truth, Steve Ditko wasn't really known for his beautiful women, but she looks good right there. She looks good. And she just jumps out at him and starts strangling him. Why? You recalled the flesh, but did you think the long-dead brain would retain its knowledge and sanity? These are no spells for the decayed mind. He goes, because the creature has the strength of madness. Release him, witch. So Simon is, look at that face. Will you devote the years to retraining this mindless beauty to you have summoned? Could you control such an army of this? He goes, do you think me a fool without control, old man? I'll take her, I'll remove her. Like they said in Lovecraft, do not call forth, which that you cannot send back. So, Araxis, this return, my hand, what's happening? Oh no, it can't be. He's like, I tried to warn you, stop you for your lust of power. You wouldn't listen. Perhaps you might have guessed that you, whom I trained and raised from the dead, as you did that girl. There you go. So what happened? The old man already raised him from the dead, and he came back a mindless monster, and he retrained him to, so the master was the perfect wizard. He not only could he raise the dead, but he could raise the dead and train them to become powerful wizards in his own right. He didn't know it, so he cast a spell to remove the life of anything brought back by magic. Boom, it took him out too. Morality play. You're not a tattoo artist, you just like tattoos. Here we go. Subscribe to K-Pop Junkie right here. Graham Nash from Causey Stills Nash owns or used to a ton of Frazetta original artwork. He also owns a lot of classic comic art. I started talking to you years ago. Oh, wow. Cool. I did not know that. Who is it? One of the guys from Metallica owns a lot of Alex Ross paintings. I forget who. Rob Zombie. I forget. Matter of routine. A matter of routine. This is the worst in the book. I forgot about this. That's how little I think about this, I didn't remember. Art by Eugene Colin, script by Archie Goodwin. So here's a guy coming home, working in Manhattan, taking the Long Island Railroad home from work. There you go. Same story as me. So he leaves work, same conversations with the same guy sitting on the train, same. Gets out of his, his station car, about to go home. He opens the door, and I'll leave you in suspense while I address the chat. He eventually stopped replying. I don't know what happened out there. Opens the door, and doom. Oh no. Just doom and gloom. What's going on? So now he's seeing demons torturing people. He goes over to help, and it's the buddy that he was talking on the train. George, are you dead too? What are you saying? We were alive on the If you're alive, then George, escape. I was killed in a car wreck leaving from the station. This is the land of the dead. Oh, no. So, the ghouls are chasing him. He's like, I got to get out of here. I'm still alive. This creature rises from the swamps. The ghouls go to attack him. Look at that. They're putting him on an altar, like, oh, there's a mistake. This guy's alive. We'll fix that. We'll fix that. And he's like, please, this can't be. I'm alive. Silence. This is not a time of bargaining. It is a time of reckoning. And he's like, and then some other person, his final entry's never been made. He shouldn't have been called, not yet. It's a break in the routine. So an overseer is just like, we have to let him go. We don't worry, we'll get him soon enough. And, what's the matter with me? I'm daydreaming. Here he is back on the train. Where's my briefcase? I can't find my briefcase. He opens the door, and should I go in? And that's the end of the story. A break in the routine, That's all he wanted was a break in the routine. He got a break in the routine, but be careful what you wish for. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You should talk to Dave Hartman about his horror artwork. Ask Brian Bow for his contact info. He would make a great guest and has great stories about working with Rob. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, this one I love. I forget. Miss Griswold's File by, who's the artist over here? By Rocco Mastriozio, script by Carl Wessler. This is just great. I love this one. Simple morality play, but it is good stuff. And Heroic Tales #1, Fund My Comic. And I don't know what's going on the past week. My campaign was like no movement for like a week, and then this week, boom, a lot of sales. Tim Hortons Coffee, brought to you by Canada. Colin was drawing, he was doing this while drawing Daredevil. Yeah. So we got Miss Griswold's File. So what do we have here? 2 grave diggers are putting in a coffin. We got Creep over here, just waiting for them to leave. Look at that. I tell you, when you're dressed like that, you're up to no good. So they cover up the body, and then this guy waits till it's dark enough, nobody's there, and he digs up the body. And, here he is pulling the fresh corpse out, put him on a horse. Look at that. Look at that. That is just so good. Look at the wheel. Whenever I do these creepy and eerie, it devolves into look at that. But is that awesome? That is just so good. I love the way the ground is slightly tilted. It gives like a bizarre fish eye, like this ain't right, eerie look. Oh, so good. And he's got this corpse on the slab. And Alec, why? Why did he put the corpse on the slab? When does the Indiegogo campaign begin? I assume you're talking about me for Heroic Tales. July 1st or thereabouts, the first weekend in July. I got to look at the exact dates. I'm going to launch on Kickstarter. And when I launch on Kickstarter, I'm going to have 2 things it's going to have its own cover from Michael T. Gilbert. And people have been asking for the back cover image, the patriarch at his homestead, at his farm. That'll be on the cover without any dress. So that could be the front cover. And And I'm thinking now of maybe like a black and white edition, maybe a black and white edition. I'll offer it. If people want it, they want it. If they don't want it, then I won't print it. I will put a Heroic Tales link. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Every little bit helps, So, I didn't answer your question though. So I'm going to do Kickstarter for 2 months. So July, August, and then the Indiegogo will be September, around September 1st. I don't want the campaigns to compete with each other, although the Kickstarter and the Fund My Comic will be overlapping. And I think the Fund My Comic I'll leave in demand, so when the other campaigns expire, you can come to Fund My Comic. So I hope that answers your question. So why did this gentleman dig up this fresh corpse? Well, because this guy was a murderer. So this guy was a convicted murderer who was hung by the neck until dead, and he needs a corpse of a murderer. Why does he need the corpse of a murderer? Because he's got a beautiful trophy gold-digging wife. And when you got a beautiful gold-digging trophy wife, you need the body of a murderer because she's not satisfied with the money that he's making. She saw this sapphire pendant that she wants, and he doesn't have the money for it. So he needs to, she's like, I'm going to leave you if you don't get it for me. You need it. And, he likes this, he likes the loving provided by this beautiful gold-digging trophy wife, gold-digger woman. So he animates the body of a murderer. And what does he do? He's a doctor. So he takes the files out of all of his patients and he says, here, he closes his eyes and he pulls out a file and he gives it to the murderer. He reads the address and then he goes off to basically get the money. He's robbing these rich patients. So he goes, I don't know which file I pulled. I pulled it at random. I gave it to the corpse. So I guess the zombie could read. And you go off and do some mob tactics. Go get me some money so I could get my wife this sapphire necklace. So, this woman is here. He breaks in the door, but not only does he rob her, but he murders her. So he comes back. Look at all this money with blood stains. It's like a dream or a nightmare. Yes, Lucille was within a week of getting her precious emerald pendant. But he needs more money, so he pulls out another file at random. The unstoppable juggernaut corpse beats the crap out of somebody and then robs them. And there you go. He's got the gold pen, the emerald pendant. I said sapphire, whatever. So now he could dismiss the zombie, and she live happily ever after. She's like, "Oh, look, you got it. It's so beautiful. Where'd you get the money?" Because you know what would go good with this? An ermine coat. So what? What do you mean? You got the pendant? He goes, yeah, but think just how beautiful it'll go with the coat. A coat. Which coat? An ermine coat. Hurry, I know I told you about the ermine coat. It's priced at merchants. It's only 2,500 pounds. You ain't going to satisfy a gold-digging trophy wife. So now the zombie's got to go out. He calls it back because he was sending it to the graveyard. And what does he do? He pulls out another file at random. And he's just waiting. He's waiting. And the zombie comes back with a emerald pendant. What happened? Lucille, no. He pulled Lucille's file because that's how they met. Lucille was his patient. So it went and killed his wife to bring her the necklace that he killed for. Little O. Henry there, right? A little O. Henry. And then this smug little guy is like, be careful what you wish for, blah, 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 blah. Will you have Heroic Tales with black and white art edition on the... I will have, on the Kickstarter, I will have the Michael T. Gilbert cover. I will have the back cover as the front cover, and I'm thinking about doing black and white edition on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. And the irony. Well, that's one way to solve the problem. Yeah, well, now he doesn't need a zombie anymore because the problem has been solved. Look at this. All of these you can get super reads on film. And then The Swamp. Just look at that. You could feel the humidity in the air, the mustiness. Who's the others? Art by Angela Torres, script by Archie Goodwin. I love Angela Torres' art. It's just so good. It's just so good. The Swamp God. Again, just look at this panel. Just look at this panel. So good. I know I could just get lost in that. So what are they going? They're mighty white hunters going through Brazil, I think. I think it's South America. And they're looking for the Swamp God. He's like, yeah, you don't believe the Swamp God. It's just a big animal. And I'm going to hunt it. And I'm going to kill it because I'm the mighty guy. And right around here, I was just like, oh, God, it's like proto-woke. The white hunter is bad. I got nothing against hunting because you got to get food. I kind of have a problem with trophy hunting. But if you're hunting for food, the animals die and, every day they eat each other and we're animals. We hunt, but this guy's just like, I'm going to go and I'm going to shoot this to prove that I'm the mightiest guy. And, the primitive, the tribesman is leading them to where the Swamp God is. And he's just like, we have a problem here. The Swamp God is killing people. It's killing us. So we want you to hunt it. We want you to kill it, because it's too mighty and it's causing too many problems and it's killing us and we're dying out. And what do we say? The moral of the story is reanimating zombies seems like the simplest solution to financial problems, but it seldom is. Eerie talk. Yes, you're absolutely right. The more you know, G.I. Joe. Necromancy. It's just easy to use necromancy, but does it really solve your problems? Try resurrecting your dead heart rather than resurrecting the dead flesh. Eerie, Warren Magazine. It helps us all. Just look at these. I love the shot from a distance. You don't need the backgrounds because it's just murk, gloom. You can see the rain. And they just get deeper and deeper into unexplored. And he's just like, no man has ever been here before. And then this guy is like, white man. No white man has been here. He's like, that's what I said. No man. He's just like detestable because something is stirring. Something is stirring. And look at that. Boom. Look at the lightning. You could hear the music go to a crescendo. Dun, dun, dun. You could the Harry Harris sound. I can never pronounce his name right. Stop motion animation just coming out. Tyrannosaurus. Chemo's right. It survived time, nurtured on human sacrifice. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that page. Oh my God. Who owns this page? Does it exist? Is it in a vault somewhere? I hope the Torres family has it or they sold it. Just look at that page. Oh my God. Can you imagine owning the original artwork to that? Marcus, does anybody know what happened to the original art for Warren magazines? Is it like one of those horrible stories but they're all lost? And what do we do? What do we do? We're going to shoot it. We're going to shoot it. And then the Tyrannosaurus just eats one of them. He's like, come on. I thought, what's with it? What's it? He goes, no. I sounded the horn. He's like, the gun's malfunction. He goes, no, I removed the bullets. How did you remove the bullets? He goes, because I'm solving the problem. He goes, this monster's been killing us, but if we feed it a steady diet of white men, both problems are solved. We still have the Swamp God. It leaves us alone, and we won't go extinct. Problem solved. And then we got Cousin Eerie over here. So there you go. He's the bad guy. They're just arrogant. Little subverting expectations. And here we got prologue. Corres was a member of the famous Flegel gang of artists with Frazetta, Williams, Kringle, and Nick Milligan and George Woodbridge. Marcus dropping the deep lore. Marcus was there when the old magic was written. So here we got prologue. I remember it vividly as if it was yesterday. The endless wait and the bitter chill. Then as the black sky changed slowly to gray, the dread flap of bat wings. Count Virolac had returned, and my years of searching were at an end. Fear gripped me as I forced my way into the abandoned chateau, but not as tightly as my lust for revenge. So we got art by Joe Orlando, script by Archie Goodwin. Just look at that panel. I love that. Through the wood. I love how the wood just goes over both panels. The distance. Just. I will slay the monster who had hideously slain my brother. So we got Vampire Slayer. So he opens up the coffin and he impales the vampire. Fearless vampire killer. So there you go. This guy is just obsessed with killing vampires because a vampire killed his brother. You killed my brother. Prepare to die. You're only a year old. Well, that was a twist. They were setting up the hunter guy as the bad guy, and the guy was worse. Yeah. So we got here. We got a high society party, and we got the hot chick over here. Look at that girl. Look at that. Yeah. Whoa. What? Listen. I don't want to listen to you. She's arrogant, hard to get. I gotta find out who that girl is. She goes, why would you want to? Don't you want to go out and kill vampires? That's a nice conversation. The guy's like, look at that chick over there. And his buddy goes, don't you want to just kill vampires? She's like, I need to know more about her. And the ushers, or whatever they're called, boat hands. She's like, she only comes at night, and I bring her food only at night. And he's like, look at her skin. It's so pale. And that long hair probably covers up the wounds on her neck. She's a vampire. When you're a vampire hunter, when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like that. She's like, Countess, I must apologize. They argued because he was talking about vampires, and she's just like, nonsense. There's no such thing as vampires. Come join me, and here they are on the boat, and she's like, you need to come to my house. And I love this. I made arrangements, Alexei. It's impossible, but tomorrow night, I could have you for dinner at my home. So, he sees that she has a box. Careful, you don't. The property, that crate, almost the size of a coffin. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. So now he goes to her castle. Look at that. I said it before. When you dress like that, it just means you're up to no good. You know what I mean? If he had a T-shirt that said, I'm with stupid, if he had a hat that held 2 beer cans with straws to his mouth, you'd know that he wasn't up to any good. He was just up for partying, a beer hat. So he enters the door, and she's just, Alex, I was afraid you might not make it. Everything's ready for you. And he goes into this dark house. All the windows are boarded up, and the mirrors are covered. The mirror draped and covered. Only one place setting. Aren't you joining me? I've little appetite, my dear Alex. Later, I may have something. And then she goes, could you remove that cross? Won't that get in the way of dinner? It'll dangle in the soup. Again, if he had a beer can hat with straws, you wouldn't have to take off his cross. He's like, I'll continue my life's work, ridding world of creatures like you. No, you're a vampire. And then as she falls down, she pulls down the curtain, and he sees her reflection in the mirror. He goes, yeah, I'm not a vampire. I just eccentric. I'm weird, Everything, you've become obsessed with vampires. You can't just live your life. And he's like, I'm so sorry. So he throws the stake in the fire, and she's like, oh, cool, I thought everything. If you still, of course, I want you. I destroyed everything, all the equipment that used Alex. Oh, I'm so great. And boom, she bites him. But how can that be? She has a reflection, and yet she's a vampire. Comics.org says that Jerry Grandini penciled this for Orlando. Oh, wow. I found more in Heritage from this issue. You should check them out. Oh. Heritage Auction has 2 pages from this issue that they have sold. So the art exists. Oh, how much? How much are they? I don't want to buy them because that'll just spark something in me that I cannot afford to proceed with. Because yes, I'm the vampire. Because and you're about to die. But there's one thing that you didn't think about. I have a twin sister who's a ghoul. So she's the one that you saw in the reflection. Dun, dun, dun. So when I'm done drinking your blood, she will devour your corpse. And there you go. The moral of this story, don't trust hot chicks you meet on a cruise ship. There you go. Trust your instincts. These hot chicks on cruise ships, they're only out they're only after your body. They're only after your body. And here we got horror magazines, Big Frankie, Chamber of Horrors, you know, horror magazines, yearbooks. Look at this. Oh my God, is that freaky or what? This is makeup contest winners. So is that somebody who did their own makeup? Oh my God, that is terrifying. That is terrifying. We got more monsters over here. Monsters. Look at them. I dig all this. And then we got first time in 8mm Batman home movies. So here you go. It's kind of weird to see Batman in Horror Magazine. And then an advertisement for Eerie. You can subscribe to Eerie. And now more spine-chilling classic comics of terror. So here we got this wonderful Steve Ditko artwork on the back. I love this. There you go. Look at that. Freaking dinosaur on the cover with that sunset and that mist. So good. Rocco Mastrioni, Eerie #5, complete 7-page story of the Griswold's File. Original art sold for $1,800. Wow. Never throw away your weapon. You know, gotta agree with that. Never throw away your weapon, guys. Oh, almost $5,000 for an Al Williamson page from that story. Oh wow. What page is it? Is it the splash page with the dinosaur? So there you go. This was Eerie #5. Next week, I hope to find that Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos #1, first appearance of Nick Fury, Marvel War Comics. Maybe I'll buy a brush and comb my hair, but that's the plan. But if not, what do you guys think? So I have a pretty busy week. Tuesday, I have John Dexter. He just launched his campaign. We'll have a conversation on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Wednesday, I will have Bill Black of AC Comics. He's still doing FemForce. He's at 7 p.m. Then at 8:30, it's Comic Book Team Up with RJ, me, special guest Ron Mosecki, who just did Nano 13, and he also did the backup for Unheroic Tales. So he'll be with Comic Book Team Up. And then Thursday, it'll be Two Beards, One Comic, where Kelsey, Shannon, and I will start, I assume, multi-episode series of Marvel Secret Wars. And I think that's all I have planned for this week. So there you go. Lot of good stuff. Oh, no, the one where the vines choke the guy. Most of these were pretty cool. I think I like the Evil Wizard story the best. Yeah, the Steve Ditko one. Yeah. The only one I didn't like was the second story. You know, it was all right. You know, it seemed like filler compared to. It's just that the other ones I thought were such good stories, such good quality. So as always, I'll just talk until the chat dies down. If I don't see any comments, we'll wind it down. But what do you think of this? What do you think? You know, I avoided horror comics like the plague as a kid. I didn't like westerns. I didn't like sci-fi. I didn't like intellectual properties. I wanted Marvel comics. I liked Marvel superhero comics. I was very specific in what I liked. There were few exceptions. Like I got a Battlestar Galactica for some reason. That show was like my show. Everybody compared it to Star Wars. They didn't like it, so it became the thing that I liked. I was known as the guy who liked Battlestar Galactica. So I got the comics. But other than that, I didn't like the Star Wars comics in it. So horror stuff, this is like new to me. You know, this is the first time I'm reading a lot of these. The Education of Kelsey continues. That sounds like a bad 70s porn movie. The Education of Kelsey. Check out Hero Tales #1 on Fund My Comic. Yes, please. If you haven't backed, please do so. You know, for selfish reasons, I want to be able to fund issue #2. But it looks like it's tracking to do well. It looks like it's, you know, with the next two platforms, yeah, it's looking track. I'll actually make a profit maybe. I was not allowed to own horror comics as a kid. I would get them, and my mom would throw them out. I had to hide. Yeah. I was not allowed to get the Marvel magazine size comics because they said adult, and adult means dirty, you know. So I couldn't get them. I love the stuff now, but when I was a kid, same as you. Yeah. I would love to have been. It would have been kind of funny if she used the twins to make him think she had a reflection while Well, he did not, because it wasn't a mirror but a window. That's what I thought at first. That's what I thought when she said she had a twin. I thought it was just glass and she was mimicking her. It was two vampires, but a ghoul works too. But I think two vampire twins. I think, I don't know. To my way of thinking, it would have been a little better ending to the story. So there you go. So again, next Friday, I would like to do Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos. And if I still can't find it, then I don't know what I'll do. I'm thinking of a maybe Marvel team up, but I think I want to save that Marvel team up for Kelsey. It's just such a great story. So I don't know. You know, there's always such great comics. Oh, I think I already did Ghost Rider 36, the Jim Starlin issue. I think I might do that at Sunday Comics again. I know I did a showcase of it, but that's something I really want to talk about. It's an inventory issue of Ghost Rider. And I think it's by Jim Starlin. He drew it. I think he wrote and drew it, and it's just one of my favorite comics. Ghost Rider versus Death Racer. So there you go. I guess I'll wind down now. I got a lot of stuff to do today. Today is just chock full of chores. So yesterday was a family barbecue, so today is the day to do all, the weekends when you own a home. The weekends are all the work that you have to do for free to maintain your house. So there you go. I got a lot to do today. I'm going to go eat and then do some work. So I'm closing it down. Thanks a lot. 45 people. Wow. I remember when it was just 3 people, just thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And I'll see you Monday with that Ghost. That Ghost. Yeah. I knew Marcus would know that Ghost, right? All right. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.